Accepting the reality of death allows you to live more beautifully. You become less fearful, more present, more alive. Wisdom rises, laughter returns, your energy changes, and people feel it. Even those who left your life may find themselves drawn back to you. How is this possible? We reveal the truth, one step at a time, and by the end of this film, you will have every answers. After death. Your awakening depends on your spiritual cultivation and the nature of your channels. It may take 2 days, 4 days, even 4.5 before your consciousness stirs again. Most believe the spirit or consciousness rises from the corpse. They are wrong. You awaken where your mind feels familiar. A hospital bed. If you stayed a long time in a hospital. Others awaken at home, in the room most familiar to them. You reappear wherever your mind was most accustomed to being. You feel as though you've simply risen from a deep, long, dreamless sleep. You do not realize you have already died. Only confusion, especially for those who died suddenly through accident or illness. You remember flashes of the moment you died, but it feels unreal, like a nightmare you've just escaped. Not realizing you just have stepped into the afterlife dream. At this time, you feel your consciousness had separated from your physical body. But you do not know that you have entered the Bardo, the intermediate state. Fear and confusion arise. What is happening to me? Am I dead or not? You still feel connected to your loved ones and everyday life. Your senses remain, but without a body.
I don't know what happened. The funeral is today.
You hear familiar voices. You see loved ones crying.
Anybody hear me?
But they cannot see you. The some that remain at home, unwilling to leave.
Oh, please.
Desperate.
Can you hear me? I'm right here. I miss you.
One last word. Others drift aimlessly, carried by emotion, seeking comfort in memories that no longer exist. And because of this, even after hundreds of years, some dead, stubborn, arrogant, or simply lost, still refuse to accept their own death.
You know you are dead. You have to leave. You cannot stay here forever.
I will not leave this world.
I'm not dead! This isn't my grave!
Just as in life, we cling to our beliefs, even when those beliefs were never true. But we carry on. The 49-day ritual after death have the greatest influence at this point. The 49 days mark the most critical time of the afterlife journey before to rebirth. The consciousness travels the Bardo, facing visions, shaped entirely by its own karma, its actions, intentions, and the result of every life it lived, evaluated before entering the next level. Based on the outcome of the 49-day ritual following death, you may rise to a place of learning, a realm where it prepares for a better rebirth, a wiser family, a kinder life, even a more fortunate body. If not, you may fall into a lower rebirth, perhaps as an animal, even as a crow. Because within the Bardo, fear does not whisper, it overwhelms. Confusion distorts every thought. Uncertainty becomes your only companion. In desperation, you may try to flee, rushing into any darkness, any hiding place, not knowing that you just ran into the womb of a crow. Never realizing that every shape, every sound, every terror you see is created by your own mind when you have not prepared for death when you are living. But there is a light in this vast darkness. The 49-day ritual after death becomes a light that shows the way, a guiding force that helps your consciousness move to the next realm, shielding you from obstacles and from the negative energies that cause you to wander, lost, confused, and afraid. If you are willing to take it, if you studied, practiced, and reflect on death, the ritual can reach you. It can guide you. These rituals take place every 7 days from the moment of death until the 49 days. But their power depends on something deeper. A connection. The most important element is whether the one performing the ritual can actually communicate with the deceased. One common myth says that without communication, anyone can perform the ritual, and that simply reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead is enough for the dead to understand and follow. This is a serious misunderstanding and mistake, even if the performer is a devoted Buddhist. That alone is not enough. Think about your own life. How often did someone try to convince you of something?
You can't keep shutting us out like this. Hear me out. This could really work if we adjust the approach.
I'm not convinced.
We've tried similar before.
And you simply didn't listen. How
When we
often
can work together, you can stop drinking.
Oh, okay, you mean I can drink beer instead of whiskey?
did you ignore guidance or twist it into your own interpretation? Just because the performer loves you, just because their intentions are pure, does not guarantee you will accept their help after death. Our parents love us deeply, yet so often we ignore their words and do the opposite of what they ask. Now, imagine traveling to a place you have never seen, a world completely unfamiliar. Even with an experienced guide, you would face countless questions, doubts, fears, uncertainties. Even after you arrive, you still need help until you find safety. After death, these emotions do not weaken. They intensify. A fear that was 10% in life becomes 300% in the Bardo. Why? Because without a physical body, your emotions strike with the full force. No barrier, no filter, only raw experience. It is like being gravely ill. Your mind becomes fragile, your emotions unstable. Because the body, the anchor, fails you. Now imagine all of that in a realm you do not understand, where you cannot escape
Somebody help
and no
me.
one can hear
Please,
your
can
cries
anyone hear
for
me?
help.
Get me out of here!
In the Bardo, you exist in profound suffering, distressed, confused, drained. You cannot eat, you cannot drink. The journey exhausts you, and every moment feels endless. A single minute becomes a day. And remember, no one truly knows your deepest fears, your hidden thoughts, your private struggles. We all carry secrets, a part of our mind we never show, a face we keep hidden from the world. Yet, in the Bardo, nothing stays hidden. Let me share with you a true example. A 49-day ritual was held for a woman who had originally passed away. Her daughter, who performed the ceremony, believed she knew exactly what her mother would want. Throughout her life, the mother lived simply, preferred the simple vegetarian dishes, and always avoided spending money on herself. So the performer prepared humble, inexpensive foods, thinking it would bring comfort, even joy to her mother, believing it matched her frugal life. The ceremony began. Her mother's name was called. She appeared, and everything changed. The mother saw the simple dishes placed before her and exploded with grief and anger. She shouted, "Even after death, must I still eat these cheap things? All my life, I saved the best for my children because we had so little, but I never imagined that even after I die, I would still be treated as if I deserved nothing." Overwhelmed with pain, she spat on the offering table and refused every word of guidance. The ritual performer was unaware that her mother had left, and the ceremony continued without a major part. Inability to communicate with the dead could turn a sacred ceremony into a painful performance. This happens when the deceased and the ritual performer fail to communicate each other. In another case, a woman who had suffered from dementia for more than a decade, who remembered nothing
I'm
of her
hungry.
life.
Mom, that's why I'm trying to feed you. Who are you?
Mum, do you remember who it is?
No.
It's you. Who are you?
Passed away and entered the 49-day ritual. During the 49-day ritual, she wandered everywhere, desperate, frantic, searching for something. A ring. Her longing was so intense that she could not hear the ritual leader's guidance. She could not focus. She could not move forward. The performer finally asked the daughter about the ring. She couldn't remember. Weeks passed before she recalled. The only ring mother ever had given to her uncle long ago as a gesture of gratitude. The daughter bought a ring that looked similar and offered it at the ceremony. At that moment, the deceased finally calmed. She became still, and only then could she listen and continue her journey. Even though dementia had taken her memories in life, emotional truth, the meaning the ring stayed in her heart, remained alive after death. We all hold different values, attachments, and unspoken emotions. These attachments, these beliefs, these unfinished pieces of the heart do not vanish. They follow us even when life ends. They shape our experience after death. Everyone faces unique struggles, barriers, stories, and emotional knots that must untie before leaving this world. This is why it is impossible to guide anyone after death without communication. A ritual performer must understand the deceased. Without understanding their burdens, their fears, their regrets, the performer cannot help close the final chapter of their life. So how can you tell whether a ritual performer truly has the ability to communicate with the deceased? They will reveal details, deep personal truth. Despite knowing nothing about the deceased beforehand, they may describe the person's appearance, forgotten memories, deeply personal stories known only to close family, or items that carry the emotional weight during life. And after 49 days are complete, they should be able to tell whether the deceased has moved on to the next realm. If a performer simply says everything went smoothly with no details, their ability must be questioned. Families offer food, chant mantras, and visit temples during these 49 days to support the deceased journey. They do this not out of superstition, but out of respect. It's a final act of devotion, a spiritual responsibility, a way to transform grief into compassion, guiding the deceased toward a peaceful rebirth. Some may ask, if the deceased have no physical body, why do they need offerings? A fair question. To explore that deeper, I recommend watching episode 1, The Meaning of Death. Is Death Final? It opens the door to many perspectives. But consider this. People often say, I can feel my loved one with me. They protect me. They watch over me. If they have no physical body, how can they protect you? If you say it is spiritual, not physical, ask yourself this. Have you ever protected someone spiritually without speaking or acting? If you did not have that ability in life, how would you suddenly gain that ability after death? Another question. Have you ever seen actual yourself in a dream? No. Dreams have no physical body. Dreams unfold from a viewpoint. Yet, in them, you eat, taste, cry, laugh, travel, love, feel pain, feel joy. And the emotions are so strong that they feel real even after you wake up. And often, loved ones who have passed appear in dreams too, looking exactly as they did in life. No physical body, yet fully present. They touch you, they speak to you, they feel real. How do you explain that? Think about it. The second essential element of the ritual is trust, a bond of faith shared between the ritual performer, the deceased, and the grieving family left behind. If the family holds doubt, if their heart questions the performer's ability, that uncertainty radiates into the unseen. The deceased may also waver, just as you would hesitate to trust a stranger if your loved ones did not believe in them. Let me share a story. A man had lived for years on dialysis, his body worn thin by illness. He had no spiritual background, no knowledge of the death process, and no understanding of what awaited him behind his final breath. All he knew of the afterlife was a single word: heaven. One day, he was pronounced dead for 10 minutes. He returned, fragile, exhausted, and fading. Doctors warned the family, prepare yourselves, the end is near. When I visited him, I saw immediately that he no longer lived fully in our world. He was drifting in the Bardo, existing between life and death. His body was weak, yet his mind was crystal clear, clearer than it had ever been in life. But he was connected to this world for only 20 or 30 minutes each day. the rest of his time, he was somewhere else entirely. When he was lucid, I explained the path of dying. I told him what to expect, how the body dissolves into its four elemental truths: earth, the bones and flesh; water, the blood and fluid; fire, the body heat; air, the breath and inner winds that sustain movement. These four great elements make up the physical world and human body. As we die, these elements dissolve one by one, and in their collapse, we undergo immense transformation. There are 8 death processes, or the 8 stages of dissolution. When I reached the 7th, he suddenly interrupted. I saw it, he whispered. I experienced this when I collapsed from a heart attack a month ago. He had crossed the threshold, but returned before the final stage was complete. From that moment on, his fear of death vanished. His trust in the ritual and in the guidance he would receive became unshakable. Yet, even with his trust, guiding him after death was not simple. For over 30 days, he wandered, traveling from hospital to house, visiting each family member, talking to hospital nurses, complaining that his belongings were missing and that his food had disappeared. Helpless that no one was giving him dialysis. He knew he was dead, but frustration consumed him. No one could hear him, no one could see him, and no matter how far he traveled, even to the depths of the ocean, he could not find heaven. Only after 30 days did he realize nothing he was clinging to still belonged to him. Even in this world, only then did he seek refuge and guidance and begin to accept the ritual's path. According to the Tibetan Book of Dead, during the first 7 days after awakening from death, the deceased encounters 5 radiant lights: white, blue, yellow, red, and green, emanations of enlightened Buddhas. These lights are invitations to liberation. But most of us fail to recognize them. Out of fear, out of confusion, hiding from natural liberation, unable to rest in the bright light. What we do not understand is this: these 5 Buddhas are not external beings. They are reflections of ourselves. The 5 aggregates and the 5 poisons of our mind: hatred, pride, desire, jealousy, and ignorance, transformed into 5 forms of wisdom. We have the power to be holy or destructive, liberated or lost. During the second 7 days, wrathful forms of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and deities appear. Their fearsome shapes are not punishment. They are rescue, a final attempt to pull us closer to freedom. But again, we flee. Just as when children refuse to listen to their parents give them fear instead of candy. I recall one deceased told me, "I thought I was watching a horror movie. I ran away from it. I didn't know it was real and they tried to help me." This is why so many people misunderstand the teachings of the Tibetan Book of Dead. They say, as long as I memorize the light, liberation will be easy. But liberation does not come from memorizing words. If even a single grain of worldly attachment remains, greed, jealousy, pride, anger, ignorance, you will run away from the light. Any emotional anguish will cause you to run away from liberation, even if you memorize the entire the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Yet, study helps. Practice helps greatly, but without inner transformation, fear rules the Bardo. That's why we must practice and prepare for death while we are still living. After 49 days, you approach rebirth. There is no external judge, no God weighing our destiny. Your own life judges itself. Every action, every intention, every hidden thought returns as a mirror. Those who live with kindness experience warmth, light, and peace. Those who ruled by hatred face shadows of fear that they must face alone. You may enter one of 6 realms: heavenly, human, asura, animal, hungry ghost, or hell. And yet, the human realm remains the most precious, for it is the only place where spiritual practice can flourish. These realms are not myth. You see them every day. Saints, being of endless conflict, animals, tormented lives. The 6 realms exist both here and behind. If you wish for a heavenly or human future, live like a being of compassion today. If you choose selfishness or cruelty, your destiny will mirror your choices. No matter what you do, in the Bardo of becoming, the rebirth stage, your consciousness will seek a new body, drawn by desire, karma, and unfinished life. Death is the greatest mystery in the universe. The simplest way to face death is to believe that, regardless of your behaviors, you will end up in paradise as long as you contribute 10% of your income. Yet, tremble when death approaches. Even when one has a trust in paradise that longs for life and approaches the ultimate being. Fear outweighing faith instead of glorify. We have explored the galaxies and atoms, yet we understand almost nothing about the consciousness that continue after the heart stops. We treat death as a medical moment, a flat line. but ignore the vastness of what lies behind. Our material world weakens the spiritual mind. We celebrate astronauts exploring outer space, yet overlook those who explore the inner universe, whose boundaries are in the realms of death, the in-between, and meditative experiences in which their minds can separate it from the gross physical body and explore other worlds or universes. We behave as if we live forever, but death can arrive today, tomorrow, or in the next breath. This truth should awaken us, push us to cultivate kindness, discipline, clarity, and compassion, to stop wasting precious time in lying, anger, jealousy, or greed, to stop fill our pocket with the garbages. Truly believe that death could strike at any time. The art of dying begins with preparing for death. There are at least 5 forms of preparation: informational, imaginative, ethical, meditational, and intellectual. But the most important is recognizing that death can come at any moment. Having that attitude will drive you to accept reality as it is. Someone saved every dollar believing she will live up to 120. Very next month, kidney fails and meet the angel of death. A 70-year-old man claims perfect health as young as 40. Dies a year later from a heart attack. Positive thinking is valuable, but it is not the same as accepting reality. True acceptance is this: live fully today, care for tomorrow, and remain unafraid of the moment when life changes form. Studying and practicing the Tibetan Book of the Dead while alive gives you a map for the afterlife, regardless of religion. Even if your faith promises divine rescue, if you fail to recognize the divine, you may miss your only chance. The Tibetan Book of the Dead contains valuable advice for everyone, not just those about to die, but also people who are preparing for death. Death is not morbid to contemplate. It is liberating. It frees us from fear and teaches us how to live with awareness. Those who prepare in life suffer far less in the Bardo, because fear clouds the mind, leading to poor choices, misunderstanding, panic, which could end in you being born as a crow or rat. We cannot become nothing since we didn't begin from nothing. How we face death depends on how we live, how we practice, and how deeply we understand the journey ahead. For sooner or later, we will all reach the doorway of death, and these questions will be the last companions of our journey. When you accept the truth of death, you begin to live beautifully. Why? Because no one wishes to die filled with anger, regret, or sorrow. You start to release the things that weigh you down. You mend relationship. You forgive. You let humanity replace pride. You put others before yourself. You cherish every relationship, knowing it is temporary. In doing so, you discover compassion to yourself and others. Death is not an ending. It is a transformation, a return to the truth hidden inside every moment. Our next life begins with the choices we make today. Let us live with compassion, so when our journey continues, the road ahead is filled with peace, clarity, and light. Remember, death never dies.